You know what? I was going to do a really fancy, highly edited intro just about now, and I decided not to. So, anyway, today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys a very simple 3-step framework that you can use and deploy as early as today. I know, what a bold claim. To basically sell your coaching offers or your affiliate offers or pretty much anything that you are selling online. And it is just really, really simple, and I really, really can't wait to show you guys. So on that note, I'm gonna go hop over to my computer, which is right down there, and kick things off. See you there. All right, welcome back, guys. Thanks very much for joining me. So this is going to be really applicable if you're a coach or you're transitioning from, say, being an affiliate marketer over to a coach, or you have a high-ticket affiliate product and you're wrapping a really cool offer around it, and maybe you want to take the acquisition into your own hands. So what that means is that you want to do the closing yourself. Now, having said that, a lot of the high-ticket programs that are out there, including my own, it's the Ultimate Mastermind. If you're interested, go check out the URL. I will close leads for my clients. I will close leads for my students. If they have someone that wants to chat to me, there's a really simple presentation there. They just go through that. If they're interested in proceeding further, there's a little application process, and they can hop on a call with either myself or my team. So most programs, if from a high ticket nature, will have those facilities available, right? So just throwing that out there. But of course, that is not really building a business, is it? If all you know how to do is like throw traffic at someone else's funnel, that's not really a business. If the funnel disappears, you're kind of screwed, right? Because you're not really going to understand how and why it converts. You're not actually going to understand how to close sales on the back end of it as well. Now, this method is really, really basic. You don't need anything fancy for it. You don't need funnels. I get the irony, but you don't need funnels. You don't need a huge social media following. Ideally, what you want is a community of some kind. So Facebook group or a school, obviously that's really popular at the moment. I personally am using something called group.app. Same. They will do the same function, right? It's about having a community of some kind. You ideally want to have coaching on top of that. If you are looking at coaching, if you are gluing it onto the back of an affiliate offer, then ideally what you're looking at doing is basically having your coaching with the curriculum being the actual affiliate program itself, right? So you're just supporting, like the supporting cast of that curriculum. But then obviously when you're looking to expand, then you probably want to start developing your own curriculum. Of course, you don't need to, you don't have to. You might be more inclined to just get on a coaching call, help folks out. That's might be things go. But it all starts with an offer, okay? So I'm going to try and remember to leave a link somewhere around here to go check out my other videos. I put a whole bunch of them around offer creation, things like that, things that you want to include as part of your offer. But anyway, let's dive into it. So this is a really simple conversion method. And so one of the problems, let me back up for a sec. One of the problems in the online marketing space is, I'll give you guys a bit of a story. Way back in the day, like long time ago, back before any of the online marketing, I did a bunch of jobs, whole bunch. Worked in a gold mine, delivered yachts, worked in e-commerce stores. I've worked in a fish food factory for a little while. Worked doing pest control, like biosecurity, water testing, plant and animal pest control type stuff. Real estate, worked in finance, a whole bunch of different branches of finance for quite a number of years. Food and wine industry, or the food and wine industry, they're called the Good Food and Wine Show. Worked in the food and wine industry, and lastly, education as well. So basically, actually also superannuation. I worked in that. Publications, I sold publications as well. So yeah, it's been a lot of stuff. Anyways, why am I telling you that? Well, a whole bunch of what I did was selling. And when I was in the financial markets, I actually used to work for a foreign exchange market provider. And so it was one of the largest in the world. And so our job was literally hopping on the phone, teaching people about the financial markets, how to trade, how to analyze chart patterns, how to manage their risk, how to use our software, how to read international news, and how to find information, things like that. And so I really loved it, right? And so the whole crux of why I say all this was because the majority of what I did was selling. And in one of the roles that I went to after that, we would have literally you'd click a button, it would automatically dial, and then it would bring up this for that person. And so we were making anywhere between 200 to 300, yes, 100 call attempts every single day. Call attempts, not not made calls. Okay, so that means that I might dial, they might ring out, I might dial again and ring out. Next one, leave a voicemail. Next one, leave a voicemail, so on and so forth. So I wasn't chatting to 200 people per day, but I might end up 30 to 50 for argument's sake, right? Now, why do I say that? Because the great thing about hopping on a call and selling to someone is you can have a communication with someone, you can get to know them. And in a coaching dynamic, I want to see who I'm working with, right? That is one of the benefits. I want to be able to communicate with them, see if we get along, see if I like them, see if I can actually help them out as well, rather than how a lot of coaches are trying to sell for the sake of selling. I would rather see if I can actually help that person. Okay, so that's one of the benefits. But if you're like I was in the corporate world and you're doing 200 to 300 call attempts per day, they rack up real damn quick. You know what I'm saying? Real damn quick. And so what that means is that in no short order, in a very short space of time, you've put out thousands and thousands of calls. You've spoken to thousands of people. And so what that means is that you're not leveraging your time at all, right? It's a one-on-one dynamic. And sure, you can get closes in and you can do all that type of stuff. But as your business evolves, you're probably going to want to leverage your time. The whole essence of business is to create leverage such that you can step away from the day-to-day operations, take the cash, go do other stuff, go hang out on the beach, go and hang out with your loved ones, things like that, and the experience of life, right? So that's the essence of why we do this. We're creating leverage. So why do I say that? Because this process helps you create leverage in your life. It also allows you to combine the best of both worlds. So you're spending time with the individual. Anytime you're able to create consumption in your content, then you're going to be spending time with that individual, but on a leverage basis to many, many people. Kind of like, guess what? This here video, for those of you that are still sticking to this point, for which I appreciate, by the way. Now, simple conversion method. This is called the event, present, and intent method. Event, present, intent, right? Really, really simple. Don't overthink any of this stuff. Don't think that you need to have like the bestest ever presentations and like that. I'll cover that in a minute. Right. So what we want to do is we want to organize either a free or a paid virtual summit, workshop, masterclass, or whatever else you call them. I don't know, short course, coaching call, whatever, right? Ideally, if you can sell tickets to it, then that is infinitely better. It is going to, let me give you some stats on that one. Someone who has had a positive buying experience from you, they are 60 to 70% more likely to buy from you again in future. They are 9 times more likely to convert than someone who is a cold prospect. 9 times. They've had a positive buying experience through you. They've got some value. They've implemented it. Hopefully that's the best part of it. They've implemented. They are 9 times more likely to buy again, right? So that's why you aim for a buyer. Now, if you haven't been through that process before and you just want to try getting the hang of this stuff and you want to like lower the barrier of entry so people are just kind of like getting bigger numbers coming through these things when you're getting started, you don't have a big audience, do a free one, right? So you create an event, you do it on whatever your social media channels are, basically. You go to LinkedIn, you go to Facebook, you go to, I think they've got them on Instagram as well. They're all the same, right? But for me, I do most of my stuff on Facebook, right? So basically you set up an event, you promote to that event, right? So you're trying to encourage folks to rock up live. You're basically getting them to active and present on the presentation. You're getting that enthusiasm around that actual event, and it's going to teach them something that is new or different. Doesn't need to be extremely new or different, by the way. Don't get stuck in your own mind about this stuff and think, I don't know anything. I've just got started. I'm only at $5,000 per month, and what do I possibly know to give? Well, you do, okay? And you do know something, and you can help people out, and you can create different angles of things. There might be a specific mechanism that you use to create content, for example. There might be a certain way that you communicate that helps folks out, things like that. So don't get stuck in your own mind with this. The key to all this stuff is implementation, right? So basically, after you've set up the event and you're promoting towards the event, you're obviously going to have to present, right? Part 2. So event, present, intent. Explain the other way, right? So the present, you basically create a compelling sales presentation. And when I say compelling, it could be as crazy as what you're seeing here, right? Like I went onto Figma and I basically created these little board things, and then I just started talking over the top of it, right? So it's probably not entirely accurate to say create a compelling sales presentation. It doesn't need to be. It can be really simple. I've done these types of things over a Google Doc that I'm creating in real time in front of my audience. I've used boards like this. I've used drawings and just drawn stuff out, whatever it is. And it's not that you're trying to use the entire thing just to sell. You're actually giving value as well. Deliver, if you've got a product that you're wanting to show, the simplest framework that you can use is quite simply introduction. So, hey, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for rocking up today. I really appreciate it. It's great to see so many folks here. This is going to be a pretty interactive thing, so I appreciate you guys just dropping all the comments in the chat. Let me know where you're from, what are you guys up to, and first and foremost, let me give a bit of an introduction, right? So you roll into a bit of an intro about yourself. You talk a little bit about what you've done, how you've helped people out, how you've been able to solve this big problem that was the big promise of getting folks along to the event in the first place, and how you've been able to solve that for yourself. And then if you've got clients, how you're able to solve that for the clients as well. And then you quite simply say, depending on the format, of course, there's different structures to this. I prefer this way, to keep it very, very casual. And I basically say something to the effect of, guys, look, hands up, drop a 1 in the comments if you guys have been on these types of things before and there's this, amazing amount of information. Then right at the end, there's a big pitch, right? And it's like 30 to 40 minutes worth of just pitching. Pitch. Who's been there? Drop a 1 in the comments. Okay, I can see so many people. Well, this is going to be completely different. So instead, what I do ask, I'm going to ask your permission. I do have something. It is going to be an absolute game changer, and I'm only taking X number of people with me. Is it cool if you guys get value? And look, only if you get value out of this. If at the end of it, if I spend 5 or so minutes just going through exactly what it is and who it's for and how it's going to help those folks out. If that's cool with you guys, we can proceed. Is that cool? Is that cool? Okay. Right, so you make it really casual, and then quite literally at the end of it, just say, cool, here's my opportunity. And then guess what? We move on. Because we are looking for the people that are metaphorical hand raisers. They are showing intent. Right? So what I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. If I try to sell to everyone that watches this video, bearing in mind I don't have a huge view count, it might only be 8 votes, right? But if I try to sell to everyone, I'm not going to make many sales. And all my energy is going to be pushed out to try to sell to people that don't really want the thing. If there are 8 people that watch this video, hopefully it's more than that, right? But I'm just saying for the act of being conservative, if there's 8 folks that are interested, 8 folks that watch it, and then there's 2 people that like, you know what, this guy, he seems to know some stuff. I kind of get the impression he has done some stuff online before. So, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find, I'm going to go reach out. I'm going to go to this, what do you say his website was? ultimatemarketingmastermind.com. I'm going to go watch that free case study and I'm just going to go see. I'm just going to check it out, see what it goes, right? So therefore, I'm not saying that everyone that does that I'm automatically going to sell to. What I'm saying is when someone has intent, they are interested in the information. They're interested in taking that next step to seek out that help, to get that problem solved. And when you have that, that's where your energy should go, right? So I don't know if you guys, in fact, I'd love it if you drop a comment, let me know yours, but there was an interview with Grant Cardone and Jordan Belfort, and regardless of what your opinion is of those two, it was really fascinating because Jordan, interestingly enough, I thought he would be an absolute savage, but he was same opinion as me. He's like, well, if someone doesn't want the thing, what's the freaking point in doing a sales presentation and trying to push the issue and come across as desperate and needy and like, oh, please buy the thing, please be interested in the thing, I can convince you that you're interested. Like, if it's not there, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? And interestingly, Grant Cardone was like, everyone's bar. It's a terrible accent, but you kind of get my idea. He was like, and maybe it was just an ego thing, I don't know, but they were sort of like saying like, I will sell to everyone. I will just sell. And it's like, what's the point in that? Like, if I don't need whatever you're selling, what's the point? Like, move on, put your energy into someone who has like expressed an interest, right? So anyway, so therefore that's the way I do things. I seek intent. So say, for example, I get 20 people to rock up to this little event that I've hosted. It's been a fun interactive process. I've hopped on Zoom, maybe I've just done a live presentation, and then at the end of it I just say, look guys, I'm actually only looking for 5 people that I can help, and over the next 8 weeks here's what we're going to be doing to help you guys out. Blah 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 blah, right? And so you take those folks and then all of a sudden you say, here's what you need to do if you're interested in getting more. If you'd like to express interest in that, then all you need to do is reach out to me in Messenger. Hit me up, drop a message just with the word info. I'll get back to you. Just give me a day or so just because I'm flat out with my inbox. But I will send you some information, and the deadline to jump into this opportunity is either when the first 5 spots are taken, which given that there's 20 people watching this, I suspect it's going to go pretty quick, or X deadline. So make sure that if you are interested, that you get in before then. Okay, cool, right. And so now what you're doing is you're effectively creating a sense of urgency, a sense of scarcity to jump into whatever your opportunity is. But you're only selling to the hand raisers, right? And that's it. That is the 3-step process. And what will happen is you'll do this once. It'll be really uncomfortable if you've never done it before, right? So you're a brand new coach and you've done your coaching stuff, and now you're starting to build an audience, and you're going through this process. You're like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know what the frick this is all about. And you do it once. And it might be uncomfortable. Now, like I say, just circling back, this is all on the premise that you have your offer dialed in. If you don't have your offer, even an MVO, minimum viable offer, if you don't have that sorted, then all this stuff is completely pointless, because then you've got nothing to sell, basically. So get that sorted, create a version of that is rough enough to take to market. Do something like this. Look for those buyers, set a hard deadline of when they can jump into, and then depending on how many people were on or have watched the thing, use that as your economic barometer. Okay, so if there's 50 people that watch it and you've got 5 spots open, now you're turning the economics in your favor, right? So 5, blah, 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 what's that, 10%, right? So now you're looking for 10% of your audience needs. You can do it other ways. You can go for 3 people, 2 people, whatever. Point being is when you're leveraging that along with the deadline, that is when you're going to create this buying vortex. And like I say, when the first time you do this might be a little bit uncomfortable, go back home, work on it again, presentation dialed in, offer dialed in, go again with a fresh audience, and just keep reiterating, and you'll find, bang, all of a sudden you get it and it works, and you start making sales and you're like, ooh, I get this. I've now got a process to acquire clients. And once you've got that process dialed in, don't need to deviate, don't need to get all fancy. Guess what? Just reiterate, get better, refine, and that's it. All right, guys, look, I appreciate you all. Smash the comments, let me know your thoughts. That's it for me. I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.